This is Scott from KIG. It's April 24th, 2014. This is going to be one of several videos we're going to take for this 25-ton Carrier Aquasnap air-cooled chiller. We're going to talk about a few things first before we actually turn the power on. And we actually have the covers off too. This is model 30RAN025J. This one is serial number 1907Q03062. It's a 460 volt unit. So this unit has the Carrier hydronic package, and again we have the covers off before we turn the unit on, so we can show a few things in here. It has dual process pumps in a configuration to act as backup. This here is the enclosure where the process pumps terminate down below here. Within this enclosure is actually a Y strainer, which we have actually taken out and cleaned already. Also within the process piping of this chiller, it already has a built-in flow switch, so all that's taken care of. Also part of the hydronic package is there's an expansion tank in here if you are using a pressurized fluid loop. The process piping is actually 2-inch. On the left there is your from process, and on the right is out to process. Now this chiller is going to come with the Carrier storage tank option, which goes underneath the unit. We're going to show that in a second, but we have it integrated with our own tank now because this is a heated tank test system. The other tank that it's going to come with is simply the storage tank that goes underneath the unit. And ultimately we're going to make connections here to that storage tank. The unit has a low ambient option, which is this MotorMaster VFD drive, which is driven off of pressure of the system. This allows this to be an outdoor installation in colder climates year-round. That's our raised plate heat exchanger here. And that's one of 2 fans, and that's 2 of 2 fans. Also down in the corner, if you can see here, that is the hot gas bypass valve, so it does have that option, which gives you capacity control if you're running a lower load. And we do have 2 scroll compressors, Danfoss, so I guess each are about 12.5 horsepower, give or take. We actually did install one new heater band on one of the 2 compressors. And before I forget, you can see that green color there. This is the refrigerant sight glass. It's a nice dry system. And then here's our comfort link controls and our various overloads and contactors for compressors, fan control, shoulder water pump 1, shoulder water pump 2, and the heaters I mentioned earlier. This does have the coil guard on the exterior, which is nice. We're just going to take a brief walk over here to the other side of the shop just to show you, actually there's another similar unit getting ready for testing. There's a very similar unit over there also for testing. But this is here is the storage tank option it's going to ship with. It's going to rest right on top of this, and we're going to fasten it together here. And so you have an inlet and outlet on the storage tank. It's really a highly engineered system. It's got insulation on each one of these tanks. Each end of the tank has a needle valve here to bleed any pressure out, and also each end of the tank, or tanks I should say, it totals 152 gallons. Has a drain plug also, and these two tanks are merely connected with that pipe right here. Now the tank piping is actually 3-inch. That's only so it can accommodate other sizes of chillers, but you're perfectly fine using 2-inch process piping for this. And if you want to, the tanks are also heated by a 230 volt single phase connection there. Okay, so we're going to come back for video number 2 in a second after we put the covers on and turn our chiller on and start chilling.